All right.
It's Meika's Safehouse on TVU and on the Pet Channel with Ian Sprague. How you doing today, sir?
We're doing good. How about yourself?
Very good, very good. What's on? Oh, I see you got someone for a walk there in the store.
Yeah, she's gonna help us out. We're gonna talk a little bit about nutrition, and try and get this sorted out with the birds here.
Okay.
A lot of people they look at this little bird here and they see that there's not a lot of feathers going on here, eh?
Okay.
Yeah, and so the deal with Tango is it's not a nutritional issue. We went there. We thought that was maybe a possibility, but what it turned out to be is that Tango just likes to chew her fingernails. It's just a goofy habit, and she really enjoys it. But she's been to the vet. We've checked her out a few times. We've tried a bunch of different things to try to dissuade Tango from doing this. So far, we haven't been successful, but we'll keep trying.
Is Tango a young bird?
No, Tango. Janine, how old is Tango? Tango's about 10 years old.
Oh. Okay.
Right. So and she actually had a really good home before she came to us. Everything was really good, but like I say, it's just like a person who chews their fingernails. They get into this habit, and unfortunately, it looks bad. It looks a lot worse than it is.
Okay.
Some birds can get into a manic kind of a behavior where they're actually mutilating themselves. Yeah, that's a different story. So for her, it's just like chewing their fingernails.
Okay.
Right. We'll get into nutrition a little bit. I'm kind of down in the. I can't really see where I am on the screen here, but I'm down in where we keep all the food here at the store. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just basically talk about a pelletized diet.
Okay.
So this is a good example of it. There's a bunch of different brands, but basically it's a pelletized diet. It is all the nutrients that a parrot is going to need, right? So in theory, they could eat that exclusively and do just fine health-wise.
Okay.
Right? So the theory behind it is, so what we used to feed parrots was a seed mix. So in here, you'll see, if you get really close to it, you'll see there's a bunch of different seeds in there. And what traditionally a parrot would do is a parrot would, just eat this exclusively. But what happens is that they decide, ooh, I really like the white seed, I don't like the black seed, or vice versa. So what happens is they end up eating only one type of seed and throwing the rest on the ground. And then what you end up with is an imbalanced diet, right? Yeah. So it's just like, if I were to give you a bowl with some Skittles in it maybe, and some Hershey's Kisses, and then some Brussels sprouts. My guess is the Brussels sprouts are left in the bowl at the end of the day. Right? So,
or all empty.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So when you go to the formulated pellet, that has all the nutrition that's in that bag of mixed seed, but they've ground it all together and put it into a pellet.
When did that emerge in the market? Like, is this an innovation? It's been around 20 years.
Yeah, this started coming out probably 30 years ago. Okay. This particular brand, absolutely. I like to plug this brand because this brand is a Canadian-made product, and they have a quality control program that's 30 years old.
And what's the name of the company?
So this is made by Hagen, and they actually have a whole avian research institute called the Hagen Avian Research Institute. Funny enough, and but yeah, so this is a Canadian product. It's a really well-respected product around. It kind of gets a bad rap sometimes because you can buy it almost anywhere, but it really is a really, really top-end product.
And they're a good company. You deal with a rep, and they come service you, and it's all good.
Absolutely, and the great thing too is that it's all Canadian. Yeah. So every step of the way, it benefits everybody in this country. You know, so everything from the store owner to the warehouse people all the way back to Hagen. So it's a really good deal. My wife went and visited their facility last year or the year before, and she had nothing but amazing things to say about the way they feed the birds. They can trace that food back 30 years, right? Mm-hmm. So they can go back you know, and every bag has a batch number, and every bag has a best before number. Where is it? Right over here. And that tells them exactly when this bag was made, what ingredients went into it, everything. So if there is a recall, they can trace it right to the source.
Where's the plant?
Their plant is in Montreal.
Montreal. That's so cool.
Right? Yeah, it's great, and it's nice to have a product that is a Canadian product.
Oh yeah.
Most of the stuff we see for exotic parrots, it comes out of the States. You know, so there's really only a couple manufacturers that are Canadian. That's one of them. Right, so I like to push the Canadian stuff.
I agree.
Yeah, you know, unfortunately, sometimes these guys don't agree with that so much. So you'll see other brands of pellets, like this one. Let's go into here. This is another pellet. The nutrition is almost identical. They've manufactured the pellet in a different way, but this pellet is completely reasonable. It's a good nutrition. It's decent, but it doesn't have that Canadian factor that we.
Where's that one made?
This one's made in the United States, California.
That's not bad.
No, you know, all the pellets that we have here are basically made in North America, with the exception of sorry, I'll just drop out of the screen. Come back to this one. This one's made in Belgium.
Belgium.
So. This is kind of a specialty food for certain species of birds. This would be more for softbills, right?
So you don't have wild bird food. This is all for birds at
I do have wild bird food, but not over here. We're just talking about pet bird nutrition right now.
Okay, excellent. Okay.
Right. So here's another product. This is an egg food, right? And this is another one that's primarily made more for canaries and things like that nature, but you can also feed it to young parrots and stuff.
And who's the manufacturer there?
This one's another one made in Belgium. This is CD.
CD.
So this is another import.
Yeah.
But really good quality stuff.
Now with the new European free trade deal.
Yeah.
Is there better prices on that now for you?
I haven't noticed much change so far, but hey,
yeah.
we'll keep our fingers crossed, and if we get a break, we'll pass it along for sure.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, no. So when you're looking at a pellet, that's kind of the deal. The pellet is there to give a whole kind of a full meal deal nutrition wise to your pet.
So when a person's coming in to adopt a bird, you're gonna help them out on how to feed them and all that.
Well, when people come in to adopt a bird, they get a whole package, okay. And so that whole package will have the food that we have them eating right now. It'll have a list of foods and that bird's routine, how we feed birds, because we have a kind of our own little system here, and we pass that along to the new owner, and you know, and at the same time we give them a list of, you know, hazardous plants, things that are dangerous in your house. You get a whole variety of stuff like that to just to keep them in the loop of what's going on.
You know what? I never even thought about that. The plants in the house, right?
Oh yeah.
Birds, they'll want to eat them, and you got to know what you got there.
You got to be careful. Yeah, there's quite a few plants that are toxic. The majority of the plants that we have around here are fairly safe, you know. But yeah, so we have to. But there's a few of them that you're not ready for.
Yeah.
Right. That are potentially dangerous.
I love the sound of the store. They're just talking and talking and talking. Now,
there's always something going on.
Do the different species banter back and forth? Do they start to get at each other and they go after each other a bit? You
know what? I'll tell you a funny thing here. I introduced you guys a couple episodes to the chickens that we have here, Attila the hen. Yep. And Attila the hen turned out to be Attila the him. He's a rooster. Right? So he's floating around here. But you know what he does is he goes and he, at the bottom of the parrot cages, let me see if I just take a quick wander here. At the bottom of the parrot cages, there's a bottom of a parrot cage. Quite often we have a piece of paper at the bottom. And that's just to help us for cleaning purposes and that. So what Attila's taken to doing is going and taking the pieces of paper from the bottom of the cage and just pulling them out. And so but you know, he does that because any of the food that the parrot may have dropped is oh, now he's taking me off. Any of the food that the parrot may have dropped under the bottom of the cage, all of a sudden ends up on the floor.
And he can get
it.
it.
The killer ends up eating it all.
And what do the parrots do when he's doing that?
You know, most of them don't care. They
Okay.
I think it's entertainment for them as well.
Okay, that's good.
Right?
That's
but
good.
it drives me crazy because I'm constantly picking these pieces of paper up off the floor.
I know, but smart, hey? Smart.
Well, and that's a chicken.
Well, yeah.
You know, that's a chicken. Never mind how smart the parrots are.
That's good. That's good. Ian Sprague, Meika's Safehouse on the Pet Channel. Hold on, I cut you off. You had something to add. Sorry about that.
I was just going to add in there, I have a funny feeling in a couple of weeks the parrots are going to start teaching the chickens tricks.
Get them to talk. Awesome. That's a great update. And see you next time.
You betcha. Thanks.